Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our first bout. Boxing over 3 2-minute rounds of action, matched at 54k. Would you welcome first, into the blue corner, representing Hassan's Boxing Academy London, Qasim Ahmed. And would you welcome his opponent into the red corner, representing the Coventry MMA unit, Aram, Osman! Of boxing action. Ahmed in the blue, Osman in the red.
Oh, you picked the wrong place to go there, my friend.
So, our first bout this evening is boxing over 3 2-minute rounds of action. Qasim Ahmed, Hassan's Boxing Academy London in the blue corner, and Aram Osman, Coventry MMA unit in the red. Malcolm Martin, and with me, Shah Hussain. And Shah, big support for the Coventry fighter here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Being a local fighter, obviously he's going to have the hometown support, and let's see how he fares here today in this boxing bout.
Yes, superb venue this for the first ever UMMA fight night here in Coventry. And Mick Folds there giving them their final instructions. Boxing just one of the numerous disciplines we've got tonight for the audience.
Off they go.
And a fast start as you'd expect, and the crowd getting right behind Osman. And Shah, they've wasted no time whatsoever planting their feet early.
Yeah, both guys swinging wildly. You know, I'm sure sooner or later they'll be settled down in their tracks. They'll be warm and they'll get the pace going.
Well, as we said, big looping punches, but Osman is getting through with them. They're not pretty, but they are effective, Shah.
You can say that again, Malcolm. These guys are definitely going for the KO. Osman seems to be, he's got the hometown support, and I think they've both got set in their stride now.
Well, hooking punches from Osman coming through the channel there, ducks nicely underneath. Ahmed starting to walk him down now and trying, but a nice turn by Osman, and as you said, just beginning to settle into a rhythm now.
Yeah, I've seen Ahmed now. He seems to have settled down a little. I think Osman seems to be the more of the counter fighter. He's waiting for Ahmed to come in, and as he throws, Osman's throwing those looping hooks, and I tell you what, if one of them connects, it might be all over.
You're right, Ahmed is the straighter puncher, but what I like is Osman, he waits for him to come in, he's got good upper body movement before he throws those punches.
He certainly has. He's definitely bullying Ahmed here. You know, I don't know if Ahmed, he does look gassed, eating some punches now. Here's Ahmed.
That's right, it's the straight left suddenly of Osman now. He was throwing the looping punches before, but we just saw there far more success when he straightens up.
Certainly does. Osman's landing those hooks now, but I'm not sure how much power Ahmed has in his strikes now, because he's certainly gassing, and I think both guys come to the second round, they'll certainly sort of like be a bit more composed.
Well, it's certainly been an incredibly fast-paced opening round, as we'd expect with all the adrenaline. And
yeah, I mean,
and
you have to
Shah,
realise, sorry.
looking at it, Aram Osman came out fast but stayed the pace.
He certainly did. You know, he seems like a fitter fighter. Obviously, that shows in their training camps. It's not to say Ahmed might, you know, that might be a big thing for him. Maybe both guys, you know, this could be their debut boxing fights. You know, and it is the first fight of the night. And I think now that they've sort of had a feel of each other, they'll certainly set themselves up for the second round.
Now, the thing with Aram Osman, as you said earlier, big looping hooks that if they connected could be really dangerous, but he looked far more effective. Halfway through the round, he started to straighten those punches up, didn't he?
I think he realised that the Ahmed's distance gauge, he actually got that right there. So with that in mind, he's probably sort of thought, you know what, I need to sort of back up a little, maybe not go too crazy, reserve some of the energy levels maybe for the second round, and let's see how we get on now in this second round coming up.
Now, picking up on something else you said, if you look to the other corner at Qasim Ahmed, he does look the more fatigued of the two, just from perspective from what we can see.
From what I can see, literally, Ahmed, you know, he's eaten some punches now. He's warm, and I think come this round now, I think he'll certainly settle down a little bit more now.
So round 2 of 3, we have Aram Osman taking that opening round on our unofficial scorecards and looked very effective when he straightened the punches up. And Shah is just good in a bout like this to get your fighter back to the corner so you can give him instructions, get them through that opening round.
It's very important that the corners actually do their job in between the rounds. You know, that could make the big difference between their fighter burning out.
Well, Qasim Ahmed storming forward, but actually he walked onto punches, big left and rights from Osman. You mentioned that you thought Osman might be a counter puncher. He's doing very well at the beginning of the second round, catching Ahmed as he comes in.
He certainly is now. He's got the plan right now. I think both fighters are still swinging. I'd like to see a little bit more head movement. You know, gauge their distance right a bit more. But again, Ahmed, you know, he's sort of frozen in. As soon as he gets hit, he's not covering up as much. He needs to sort of have his hands up. He's walking into the punches, almost running into the punches, and that could be fatal.
Well, because of that, Osman knows where he is all the time, doesn't he? He just throws that left as he's coming in, then brings the right over the top, just like we saw there, because Ahmed is coming in, as you said, in that straight line. He always knows where he is.
He's as soon as they clinch as well, Ahmed's not really too quick to sort of break away from the clinch. And as you know, in boxing, unless the referee sort of intervenes, you just carry on punching.
That's right, and Ahmed, again, he comes forward, but he also goes back in straight lines, and Osman is punishing him for it.
He certainly is. I mean, a little bit more lateral movement, as you would expect in boxing. You know, wouldn't go amiss too much in this bout. Yeah, so again, you know, Ahmed's eating the punches. I don't know how hurt he is.
These punches, Shah, are stiffening his legs. Look, he's really beginning to feel these. He's digging deep. I mean, you can't fault his attitude and the way he's coming forward, but these punches are beginning to take their toll on him.
They certainly are. I think it's heart, you know, like you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. A bit like what Amir Khan does. You know, he gets hit, he doesn't, you know, sometimes he doesn't stick to his game plan. So I think it's very important that these guys pace themselves. I mean, it is only 3 2-minute rounds, but when your legs are weak and you take a big hook, like, you know, some of the shots Ahmed has taken, you know, it could, like I said, end up not good.
It was, for me, a very good second round for Osman in the sense that, as you said, he caught the man coming in. His timing was right, wasn't it? He knew where he was going to be, and he did punish him across that round.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I can hear the instructions there from the cornerman for Osman now. They're literally just telling him now, look, calm down, take your time, and he certainly has to take these instructions on board. I mean, he looks tired himself, but as is Ahmed as well. And I think we're in for an interesting third round, Malcolm.
Well, for me, Ahmed, as you said, he showed a lot of heart. He took some solid punches. If I was in his corner, maybe not the straight line in and out movement.
Yeah, you're right there. He really needs to start working his footwork. You know, being on his toes a little bit more. You know, his reaction timing will be a lot better. And bobbing and weaving some of the punches. You know, just going back to your basics as to what you would do if you're hitting pads or the bag. You know, movement. You know, hands up, chin down. Not let your heart take over and swing for the fences. Yeah, we are looking for the knockout, but safety is also paramount.
Well, that said, he is still there after 2 very hard rounds. And Osman, his cardio looks good, but they know it's the 3rd and final round, Shah, and both men are really throwing the leather now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the judges' place here, because I mean, even though Osman is landing the cleaner punches, there's a lot more level changing going on, upper body movement from Osman, and he's actually not taking as much punishment as Ahmed is.
Yes, it's been a tough bout, and again, as Shah says, Osman rolls neatly and then throws, and that's the thing with Osman. I like that roll and throw style of his.
He has. It's very effective, and it's going to catch his guy off guard. And now look, he's looking for that big finish now. When it's going to come, I'm not sure, because he does look gassed himself. Big uppercut there.
Well, this is the thing we said earlier. We know where, like he does, where Ahmed's going to be. He's waiting for it to come in. He's not even setting it up. He's just throwing the uppercut, knowing that Ahmed is coming in, and it doubles the impact.
It certainly does. And in all honesty, Osman's walking away now. Hands have dropped. You know, he's certainly gassed, and Ahmed's actually walking his man down. He senses there's something probably still left in this fight, and he's going to give it everything he has.
You're right, he's got to go for broke here. We feel he's 2 rounds down, but he's forcing Osman to come back strongly. And all I can say, Shah, is what a way to start the show. These 2 men have planted their feet from round 1 and just not stopped.
Listen, this is exactly what the crowd want to see. They want to see action. They want to see knockouts. They want to see sweat, blood flying, you know, and it's certainly set a great example for what's to come tonight.
Now, Ahmed, full of heart and determination, coming straight into the fray. But as much as it's been a benefit for him, it's been a negative as well, hasn't it?
It certainly has, yeah. I mean, possibly being down on the scorecards, I don't know how he thinks about that. Hence the reason why he's pushed the pace in the final round.
Well, I've got a feeling that he may be at least got a share of that, but on our unofficial scorecards, I see the red corner taking the first 2. So for me, even if we're being generous, probably 2-1 in favour of the red corner.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one, Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the official announcement, what a way to start the show. Let's hear it for both who boxers in this room. But we do have a unanimous decision. Our judges in favour of the red corner.